Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. I am back with another reading journal video. This time I'm going to do a May favorites page. Yes, that means that I've done now 3 spreads for May in my reading journal. And I know I said I'd try to keep it to 1, but now I've gotten 3. And you know what? That's okay. I'm going with it. I had a lot of great books in May. So these last 2 are Hook, Line, and Sinker, and then The Night Shift. The only thing that I knew I wanted to use on the left-hand side was some waves because it's setting in the ocean, and also some music notes. Now, the first book, It Happened One Summer, that was the first book, and it was amazing. Steamy, romance, and just a beautiful setting. So this is actually the second book, and I feel like it goes a little bit deeper. Now, The Night Shift takes place in 1999, and there's a murder, and then 20 years later, it kind of happens again, and so that's what caught my eye. And I am going, of course, with the themes of the book. And you guys, if you've watched any of my other reading journal videos, you know that I love to use like ping images that I find on Google. And so that is what I'm going to do in a little bit because I just couldn't resist. I thought this time with this page I would just use my stamps, but I really wanted to add in some clip art pieces. So I stamped "uh-oh, this can't be good" over on The Night Shift, and also another stamp phrase that says "things are spiraling" or something like that. I wind up covering it up because, as you can see, I have now printed a little sheet of my clip art. I have a Blockbuster video, and I think this was actually like some sort of makeup that was released, but I just covered up the part that says makeup case, and I also shrunk down the picture of the Blockbuster so I could have 2 up in the top right corner. And I found some records with blue and also a record player. And I printed this on clear sticker paper, obviously, but I only had a little scrap left, and so it cut off a corner of my record player. Kind of a bummer, but I'm just going with it, and I'm not going to reprint it. I'm just going to keep moving forward because that's what I do. So I'm sprinkling the records around in different spots, and then after that I can get started on figuring out where I want my review. I just grabbed a piece of paper to put the record player on and also the large Blockbuster video, and I will just cut those out and then place them down. The other clear stickers I just place right on the reading journal. I'm also going to decide in a little bit that I want to do a flip out for Hook, Line, and Sinker, just because I had a lot of quotes and I didn't have enough room. I just really wanted to add a few more quotes, and I knew that if I added quotes and thoughts, I wasn't going to have enough room. So it's kind of interesting how Hook, Line, and Sinker, if I had to pick one of these to be my favorite, it would be Hook, Line, and Sinker, but I wound up writing less thoughts for this book. I don't know why, but I really enjoyed both of them. But if I had to pick a favorite, it'd be Hook, Line, and Sinker. I just really enjoyed the 2 characters, Fox and Hannah, and their relationship. You can see that I am starting to work on that flip out and figuring out what size I wanted it. I thought about stamping some more waves and continuing the stamping of the wavy seaweed onto the record player, but I thought, you know what, that might be too busy, so I just added a few more stamped phrases like "love this so much," some music notes, and then a green heart. The main character, Fox, is wearing a green jacket, so I thought a little pop of green would be great, and the flip pocket is going to go to the left. Usually I do towards the right, but that would have gone where the crease of the reading journal is. So I decided to do to the left for something a little different. Okay, so I'm starting on quotes, and the first one is Fox talking to someone else. He says, the patron that he's talking to says, "I can tell by the way you looked at her. She was something real special. How did I look at her? Ah, son, like a summer day showing up after 100 years of winter. So I just loved that quote, and I knew I had to include it. So my thoughts on this book was that, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I previously said, this is number 2, and Fox and Hannah have maintained a friendship for a while now, and Hannah decides to talk to her producers when they're making a movie to come up there to the coastal town and make the movie there. And it winds up that she stays with Fox, and their friendship is still there. It's very strong, but slowly they both realize that they have more than a friendship, and Fox learns to believe in himself and that he's worthy of love despite his reputation, and Hannah embraces the changes in her life to accept this love, and it was a really beautiful love story. I loved it. The other quote I put on the inside is, "You can't live life worrying what other people will think. You'll wake up one day, look at a calendar, and count the days you could have spent being happy." So I felt like that was really good, because both of the characters had to really look at life and kind of evaluate themselves and figure out how they wanted to go forward with their life and also with each other. So I put another little 2 pieces of a record on the inside of that flap, and I'm also going to stamp some music notes and call it done for the left side of the page, and then I can move on to the right side of the page. I also am going to highlight some words, since I love to do that. I did remember to stamp a few more green hearts on my page. I almost forgot, but I wanted to add some more. So now in the bottom corner, I just have like lots of fun layers of stamping and the record players down there as well. I am picking out the marker that I want to use. I'm taking it very seriously and trying out all of them to make sure I get the right shade of green and blue that I feel like will fit, because you also can't pick so dark of a marker that you won't be able to see the word below, which is actually going to happen later on the right hand side of the page. So I highlighted words that's like looked at her, summer day, deeper level, the main characters' names, worthy of love, embrace the change, and sexy beautiful, because that's the type of story it was. All right, so that left side is done, and now I can move on to this thriller. I think I was looking for this book for a challenge, but it sounded really good. And thrillers could be hit or miss for me. Like I either really like them or they just kind of drag for me. This one was really awesome. Like I already said, it takes place in 1999, and there's a murder at a local Blockbuster. 4 girls are attacked, and only one survives. And the one girl that survives, Ella, she winds up helping 20 years later, because this has happened again. And you just go on a roller coaster from there. It's just a wild ride. And I really enjoyed how it was told from multiple different perspectives. There was the Blockbuster survivor, Ella, an FBI agent named Sarah, and then the public defender, Chris. My only complaint, and I think I saw this in other people's reviews on Goodreads, was that Sarah, being 8 months pregnant with twins, was doing a lot of dangerous stuff. I know when I was pregnant with both of my kids, I would have never done half the things she did. That was a little unrealistic for me. But overall, the book was really fantastic. I didn't see a lot of it coming, and I just really enjoyed it. The quote I picked is, "The world breaks everyone, and after, many are strong in the broken places." And then the other quote is, "All these years, he was a monster in plain sight." So those worked out perfect for my book. And I filled in the book rating, because I've noticed lately I forget to fill in the book rating, and I have to do it after my video. So I'm going through, and I wind up using a really light marker that looks almost like a pink. So I go back with a different marker that's red, and it's really, really bold. But you know what? Whatever. It's done. I can't change it. But as you can see, I thought on the quote page I would do a blue, but it made it so hard to see the words. So I just went back to the red, and I'm going to have to use my little sheet in the back to fix the word that got covered up, which was world. So I have to fix that up, because it got totally blurred out with the really dark blue. And then I'm done with this page, both of these, and I just loved making them. As always, I hope you have enjoyed seeing these two pages come together. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. All right, have a great day. Bye.